It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Sure, it's December, but if you're a Spotify user, Wrapped is what makes it wonderful. What began as a simple feature in 2015 has grown into a cultural phenomenon. Every year around this time, the streaming music service gives users a personalized look at their listening habits, with everything from most played artists, songs, and even their listening personality. Mine is the adventurer. It also shares the musicians that got the most streams. At the top of the list for the third year running, Bad Bunny.
Every year I start, the flood of like fans tagging me and their posts start happening and I go, oh, it's today.
Wrapped is a big deal for musicians like Ralph who get their own breakdown.
It is a really important and interesting summary to remind you like, oh, wow, okay, I didn't know people in, like Turkey were listening to my music. That's amazing.
And all those happy fans sharing their lists pays off.
You do see a bump when
Big time. Yeah, big time. Like, Edamame was streaming, like, let's say, like, 270 a day. And yesterday it did, like, 400. So, it's, yeah, for no reason, really. It's just people are like, oh, reminded again that I listened to Baby No Money all year.
The sharing doesn't change the fact that Spotify pays musicians a tiny fraction for all their streams, but Ralph says the streamer is helping musicians in other ways.
So I think it's cool that now on Spotify you can plug in your merch pieces as an artist. You can plug in, a little message. Hey, my concert's coming up on Friday.
It's so popular, other platforms such as Apple Music and YouTube have created their own versions.
You know what's so funny? We have seen tweets from people saying, I'd like to see the same thing from Netflix. I'd like to see the same thing from Goodreads. Could you imagine if Uber Eats did this wrap up for the end of your year of all the stuff you ate?
But all the pretty colors and playlists cover up the fact Spotify has taken personal surveillance and turned it into a selling feature.
There's a hunger, if you'll put it that way, for people. If you're going to use my data, make it worth my while. And it seems that's kind of what Spotify has hit the nail on the head with. Hi, it's Taylor.
A sign of the times as users flock to the app to see how they stack up. Eli Glaster, CBC News, Toronto.